told to me about Vietnam. A true story. Serene sky, outside they flew, and the sound was like a great insect whir, a whining, beating sound with wind, a flying steel coffin sound that carried the three of them, an American soldier, the helicopter pilot, and the dying gook that they had saved. It carried them away from the smoke and the heat of battle. The dying man's hand was like fish flesh, cold, even though the man was a Vietnamese Army regular, an ally. The American hated him. He was one of the others, not one of us, but one of them. He hated the man dispassionately, as the jungle hated Americans, as the sky hated the earth. He hated the man because that was the nature of helicopters. The dying man's guts were showing. His chest was a pool of blood. He opened his mouth, and the sound was like a great insect whir, a whining, beating sound with wind. He struggled to say something, but found that he could barely whisper. He put his middle finger together with his index finger and tapped his lips. The American unrolled his sleeve, in which he carried a package of cigarettes. He squeezed the package to see how many he had left, took out two, lit them both, and placed one in the dying man's lips. The dying man inhaled deeply, and the gray ash of his cigarette glowed red. His eyes looked heavenward, watching the smoke rise. The American's eyes looked downward, at the open wound that was the dying man's chest. From the pool of blood that filled the wound, there rose gray smoke bubbles, which popped in the air and wisp-like evaporated. They were, to the American, at that moment, the embodiment of ideal beauty, perfect in every way. Gray, smoke-filled eggs. They germinated in the dying man's blood and wraith-like dissolved into the air.